Okay, the time is 4 o'clock. I will call the Fort Atkinson Plan Commission meeting to order in person and via Zoom, Tuesday, August 22nd, 4 p.m. Let's see, roll call, please.
Present, Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Highfield,
Here.
Commissioner Kussnick,
Here.
Commissioner Schultz, I'm sorry, she doesn't look to be on Zoom. Councilperson Schultz, not on Zoom yet.
Diana Scholl, Commissioner Scholl is on the Zoom.
I do see her now.
Thank you.
Engineer Belly,
Here.
Manager Houseman.
Here.
We also have present City Attorney David Westrick, Building Inspector Jed Drager, myself, Deputy Clerk Courtney. Did I miss anyone?
Think you're good. Okay. Moving on to review and possible action relating to the minutes of the August 8th, 2023 regular Plan Commission meeting.
I move approval of the minutes from that meeting.
Second.
Courtney, did you see that Eric Schultz is on the Zoom? And
Do you see him?
okay. And he did make that second for the minutes. Any discussion relating to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next on the agenda is a public hearing for a conditional use permit for group development relating to signage for Fort Healthcare at 611 Sherman Avenue. This is CUP 2023-01. Mr. Drager.
Yes, you'll remember that we did review this once before. We did have a procedural error. Councilman Gray, I think you pointed that out. So this is the public hearing portion of that. This once again is for some new signage around the Fort Healthcare, the hospital over there. It is a group development which deserves or requires a CUP or a conditional use permit for some additional height in the signage. Other than that, they've made some improvements with their landscaping around those things. Once again, during that discussion last time, we kind of discussed that the hospital itself with the many different departments falls closer to a group development than a single business where they would be needing a larger sign and items like that in order to incorporate all the different businesses and parts of the hospital for directions. I'll welcome any additional questions for that, but I think nothing really has changed on this.
Okay. We will go ahead and if you want to take a seat, and we'll open the public hearing and then
Okay.
we'll do the public hearing. There's no action. This is not on the agenda for action tonight for the Plan Commission, but if there are questions, comments after the public hearing from the commission, we can certainly attempt to answer those and bring this matter back to the Plan Commission for potential action in September. So I will go ahead and open the public hearing relating to this item. Anybody wishing to speak can raise their hand on the Zoom or come up to the podium if in person. This is the first call for persons wishing to speak in the public hearing. This is the second call for anyone wishing to speak relating to this public hearing. This is the third and final call for anyone wishing to speak on the public hearing. Okay, seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Any questions or comments from the Plan Commission on this matter? I will just note a couple things as outlined on page 6 of the staff report. We do have the staff report and recommendation already. As Mr. Drager mentioned, we did review this once before, so we're a little ahead of the game. But I will just note the recommendations from staff there on page 6 of the staff report, just indicating that the Plan Commission may take action on this item at the meeting on September 12th, and that staff does recommend approval of the conditional use permit for a group development, subject to the following conditions: that the Plan Commission accept the findings of the conditional use permit, which may be amended after this public hearing, that all monument and institutional information signs, all monument and institutional information signs be incorporated into the landscape plans, that the allowance for all of the proposed monument signs and institutional information signs to have a non-opaque cabinet field, which is proposed to be blue, and then other recommendations from city staff or the Plan Commission through this process. Do any Plan Commission members have any questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, we will move on to item number 5 on the agenda, which is review and possible action relating to site plan review for the Quick Trip property located at 1565 Madison Avenue. This is site plan review 2023-11. Mr. Drager, please.
Yeah, so this is the Quick Trip over on Madison Avenue, which is one of our main entrances into the city. They are looking to expand their pumps and the store itself to add a kitchen preparation area. So it'll be more similar to the one on Janesville Avenue. They are also doing some reconfiguration of their egress and into the lot itself. The entrance from the north side there causes a little bit of traffic issues, and they were asked to remove that. In doing so, they also reconfigured the one to the south, which is directly across from a street, which is also not something that's desired in our ordinances for safety reasons. You'll see in there that they are asking for a slightly larger than we allow opening for that. That comes with some existing site restrictions that I believe the staff would recommend allowing it due to the constrictions moving around the building with their larger truck for filling and their pumps and things like that. They are also their signage on the pump canopy itself. Some of the things they had were requesting do not meet our ordinances. So part of a recommendation is to ask that they will conform to our ordinances, which would only allows for 4 square feet on the canopy. Other than that, they did make some architectural improvements on the north side facing Madison Avenue, just to make it a little more appealing from that side of the site. Other than that, they did do a pedestrian access, as you can see there as well, which I would just have to say Quick Trip was very pleasant to work with on all these things. And I guess I would be open to any questions as far as the site.
How large is the addition that they're proposing?
The addition's around 1,600 square feet. So it's a large addition. They do have that, as you notice probably on the elevations, they have that parapet up above. That's to conceal their new equipment that'll all be up there. Yeah, as you stroll down there. Guess I don't remember exactly where it was in the packet there.
Yes, forgive me for all the scrolling. Andy usually
It's a large
drives.
packet. Yeah, as you can see the left side over there. So that in particular is the one thing that didn't match the building perfectly, but it is hiding all their equipment, which is required in our ordinances that not be visible. As you can see on the one to the bottom left there, that's the north side facing Madison Avenue. That originally was planned to be just a blank facade with no windows. Those are faux windows so that it looks more appealing and things like that.
So they did not bring the existing roof line over because their mechanicals were on the ground, and in order to do the addition, they had to put them up onto the roof of the building. So, and then our ordinance does require a parapet wall to hide those.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I believe we have some color elevations too in the packet. I'll try to scroll to those.
Yep.
Or they add some photos, right? From a
Yep, there are
different.
some photos as well. There's a couple minor things they're adding to, which would be the trash bins in the back, the enclosure there. Everything else was meeting our ordinances. We really had no conflicts with that. They did, you see in the discussion, they did have some additional parking per our ordinances. We don't recommend having them reduce that number. It's pretty much pre-existing parking space, and per our request, they're closing that area. And it makes sense just to include the parking space there rather than dead space.
Just a clarification on the addition, is it primarily or exclusively for employee use?
No, I believe it's a combination. So there's prep area and things like that that'll be included in there where they can open up their other prep areas and parts of this addition for more equipment. Similar to, like I said, the Janesville Avenue store down there where they have quite a bit larger area where self-serve different machines and things like that around there for the customer.
So I will just note the recommendation from staff on page 6 of the staff report that staff does recommend approval of the site plan subject to the following conditions: allowing the applicant to exceed the maximum driveway width by 11 feet. Mr. Drager discussed that already. Require the applicant to reduce the proposed the canopy signage to meet the sign ordinance, subject to approval by city staff. Allow the required building foundation landscaping points for the proposed building expansion to be placed between the paved area and the property line on the north and east sides of the site instead of within 10 feet of the building foundation, and allow those required planting points to be met with shade trees instead of ground level plantings. And then other recommendations by city staff and the plan commission during this process. And then also the plan commission should consider accepting the proposed new total parking spaces of 33 or reducing that to the total number to meet the zoning code of 25. And as Mr. Drager stated, staff's recommendation is to consider accepting that proposed new total parking of 33 stalls.
I should also make note that their landscaping plan does include additional points than required. Not that meets the building footprint plantings, but it is in excess of what they are being required.
And we have often allowed for flexibility in where those plantings are located on site to accommodate certain things. And this is one of those cases. They don't have a lot of space around the actual building foundation to allow for plantings. So they will be moving them.
There is
if
language
approved by the plan commission.
Yeah, sorry. There is language in ordinances for that to accommodate different locations for plantings as long as we're not reducing the number required.
I'll move to approve the site plan for the Quick Trip property located at 1565 Madison Avenue, subject to the conditions outlined in the staff report, along with accepting the proposed new total of 33 parking spaces.
Second.
We have a motion and 3 seconds. Courtney, did you grab one? Great. Perfect. Okay, so any final discussion or questions or comments from the plan commission?
I just want to comment that I appreciate them outlining or highlighting the pedestrian access to that store, because it is a busy area.
Yeah. And given the proximity to the high school and the amount of foot traffic they get, that was taken into consideration. Yes.
Mr. Drager, the 33 parking spaces, the ordinance calls for 25 based on the area of the site. Is that correct?
The total and the type of the store as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Is that number 25 a reduction from previous ordinances?
I
For
believe
that
so.
space?
I believe so. This being an existing site, we did allow for a lot more parking spaces. Now we have more specific ordinances for those types of structures. You'll also note in there that we did require 4 additional spaces next to the building too. So some of those overlap and potentially could have added to the needed increase. So that's.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will also note that, previous conventional wisdom relating to zoning had parking minimums, and this new zoning ordinance, as well as the current conventional wisdom relating to parking in zoning ordinances, establishes either a maximum or a much lower minimum parking requirement than in previous codes. I think that we can see that all over the city as well with our big boxes, you know, empty big boxes or reused big boxes in Shopko and Kmart and how they just had an extensive parking lot that maybe wasn't needed, so. Okay, we do have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Item 6 on the agenda is review and possible action relating to a special area design review and sign permit applications from the Fort Atkinson Beautification Council for cow signs on multiple private parcels. This is special area design review dash 2023-03. Mr. Drager.
All right, so yeah, this one was a fun one, mostly for classification of this application to begin with. We really don't have anything specific for this type of application. Given that's why I put the actual definition of a sign in there so we could see where my reasoning was with this. And then to go further, we don't have any specific allowances or regulations for this type of sign either. So I closely resembled it to a monument sign, but to be specific, it's not a monument sign. There are 7 different cows around the city. The one requiring the most review would be the one downtown here at the Horde building. As you can see on the map, there's several through our main entrances into the city and downtown. Only one is in the DHMU zoning district. The others are in a variety of others, mostly urban mixed use and light industrial. Along with that, we had a site plan showing where each of them are. They meet all the required setbacks for all signage as far away from the curb. There's nothing in the vision triangle. They are all on private property. We did ask that a maintenance agreement be provided for each one, so that is clear who is responsible for maintaining these. Other than that, the size of the cows, they're a replica. They're meant to promote different things. Guess I would be open for any questions.
I'm always the one to start, so I was waiting.
It's
See if
okay.
anybody else wanted to ask questions first. I understand that they are intended to be a tourist attraction and educational due to Fort Atkinson's involvement with the dairy industry.
Yep.
Will there be identifying signage with each of these?
There is a plaque with each one.
Okay,
Yep.
saying what type of dairy breed it is and other informational.
Yeah, I believe donators and things like
Okay.
that. Would you like to, if you would like to speak, you're more than welcome to speak on some of those details.
Can you state your name and address for the record?
My name is Jude Hartwick. So I guess my address is 704 North Main Street here in Fort Atkinson. Also 8806 North Dix Drive in Milton. So 2 places. I'm president of the Beautification Council. Each of the cows will have a sign, so that will tell about their breed. So, and there's 7 different breeds of dairy cows, and if you'll indulge me, I'll go through them. So, okay, the Holstein will be out at the Subway, which was Crescent Beauty Farms area. So, and that's where that cow was raised and is buried, actually. The next will be the Ayrshire over at Fort Community Credit Union. So that following that path. So, and the next will be a Brown Swiss at Frosty Freeze. So, and then the Jersey will be at the Chamber of Commerce directly across from its sponsor Pete's. So Tire and Auto. Next would be the Guernsey at W.D. Horde and Sons. So the next would be the Red and White, which would be at Jones Dairy Farm. And then the final would be the Milking Shorthorn at NASCO. They'll each have a sign, so slightly elevated, so that they are easily read. And then we're hoping that the culminating sign, the grouping together sign, will be at the museum in front of the National Dairy Shrines signage right on the museum wall, right outside. So that one of the hopes that we have is that all these things tie together and lead to the museum and to the dairy shrine. So we want it to be a tourism draw for those different places, kind of like a scavenger hunting away.
To be clear, the sign on the museum is not part of this application.
Okay. And they're going to be in place for up to 5 years. It looked like not all of them.
Durations have a mixture of 3 to 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
3 to 5 years. Okay.
Each 2 to 5. Oh,
2 to
sorry.
5, Okay.
Yep. Those are each shown on each of the maintenance agreements. The length of time.
Mr. Drager, the pedestal that they're going to be mounted upon, if the cow moves, are those pedestals able to be removed?
As far as I understand, yeah, they'll be a concrete pad, but they will be removable. They're not permanently fixed there.
Thank you.
These are meant to be a temporary. Yep.
And the manufacturer of them are they a local company?
For the record, that was Sparta. People on the Zoom can't hear you
Yes.
when you say things from the
Sparta,
audience.
Wisconsin. Yep.
With the pedestal, what will be the height of the cow off the ground level?
The pedestal should be close to the surface of the ground. So.
Oh,
should be
so
flush.
it's
So-
just going to actually be
Just a-
ground level for the pedestal.
It'll be a pedestal. If the pedestal is up, it'll be a matter of inches.
So it's really not a pedestal, it's just a
More of a
platform.
pad, yep.
Yeah.
And then the overall height of the cow is 4'9". Oh, okay.
I'm never short of words.
My height.
So the pedestal or the pad is a concrete pad of 90 inches by 36 inches. So it'll be concrete, it's colored concrete and stamped as well. So the stamp is actually almost like a barn door or cobblestone type of thing, and the color would be a little red. So we didn't want it's brownish red. We didn't want red itself because the red shades to pink or fades to pink. And so we're working with a concrete guy, Ozinga Concrete. So very helpful. And the reason for the pad is if we just put them in the ground, there would be the possibility of cow tipping or vandalism. So this way, we should not have that. The cow would be damaged first. And we do have insurance that's activated, will be activated on Friday. Should everything go okay for maintenance. And the contingency plan, if let's say the beautification does fall apart, so it would be to sell them. So because they are worth something. So and have that done. If nobody wants.
I have another question. Don't go away.
Okay.
So
Gladly.
how heavy is a cow?
The cow is actually only 150 pounds.
And is it going to be mounted on that platform?
It is going to be bolted to the to the platform. So there are 4 bolts that go into the concrete, and the concrete should not be able to be tipped. So that would weigh about anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 pounds.
I guess so.
So and so yeah.
What's the total cost of the project, Jude?
Each of the cows is $4,500. The total cost is about roughly about 40,000. So the community foundation has graciously given us a large grant. So as well as we have quite a few sponsors, dairy farmers. The unfortunate thing right now is that milk prices are so low. So that it's really hard for a lot of the dairy farmers to, I guess, donate. So, but there's past ones, and so that's part of our dairy history. So
And your funding is secured?
our funding is
Oh,
secure. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we've raised enough money. In fact, on Friday, we were hoping to go pick up the cows. So, and we're actually hoping that with the foundation, so we were hoping to give back some of that money or not use that money.
The cows are already manufactured,
Yes.
and are they manufactured in the finished color or colors?
No, they are all albino right now. So, and they are going to be painted, each of the different color combinations by Larry Schultz, who is a very famous wildlife, specifically cow artist between here and Milton.
Thank
And
you.
he did our mural right over here. That's not fading.
What's your timeline for installation?
October 14th, we are looking at having them in place. So that's the hope. It kind of depends on the painting, and October 14th, we're also having a celebration. We have Alice in Dairyland coming in. So in the morning, and she's going to the farmer's market. There'll be a number of authors there as well. So I'm taking a tour, I think, of Hord's Dairy Farm.
Any additional questions or comments from the Plan Commission?
I have a question that I am not sure if this is the appropriate venue, so please forgive me and my newness to this commission. So I was previously unaware that Fort had a beautification council. And I was looking on the website of the beautification council, and it's hard to tell who, other than Mr. Hartwick, who appeared at this meeting, is part of the beautification council. And I was wondering if that is something that could be addressed in future iterations of the website. If it's just, as somebody who didn't grow up in the city, I don't know who's on the beautification council or much at all outside of what I can read on the website. So I apologize if this is not the right venue for that, but I just would like to know more, and I cannot find it at the website. So.
And I guess just to note that the Beautification Council is not, it's not anything that is associated with the city per se. It's a community group. It's a community organization.
Right.
There are a few others that are, here and there. And I guess I'm not sure exactly how it's organized as far as, if it's a 501c3 or, can you tell us a little bit about that, Mr. Hartwick?
I'm the current president, so I'm not going to be president after September probably. So Alan Cook is our vice president. Jeff Agnew is our treasurer, and secretary is Roger Tolman. So we have quite a few members. In fact, I don't know if you'd like to join. So we meet on the second Wednesday of every month. So, and to be a member, all you need to go is go to a meeting. So we don't have.
Great. I was just trying to find more information on the website. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. And our website designer is Ryan Ebert.
Can you just, how are you organized? Are
We
you
have
a 501c3?
We are a
Is that what you are?
501c3. Yeah. And so we are tax deductible and tax exempt as well. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, any additional questions or comments?
I move to approve the special area design review and sign permit applications for the cow replica signs as outlined in the staff report, with a yearly maintenance inspection to be completed by the building inspector to ensure conformity with section 15.09.33 and the individual maintenance agreements.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any final comments or questions from the Plan Commission? Hearing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Number 7 is adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 We are adjourned at 4:29 p.m.